Hey, Trina Wright here, and I am at the top of a mountain that I absolutely love to hike up, and thought this would be a perfect time to do a video. I didn't post in a couple days, and since I am doing this little thing on what it's like to live an unconditional life, which is my intention, this experiment that I'm living with myself in my life and with my partner Frank in our fabulous, wonderful relationship, I thought it was the perfect start off to say that I had intended to do a video a day and then realized that part of being unconditional is being unconditional with myself and really flowing with the energy that is me and parlaying that energy out into the world. And so it's March break and I've just been having lots of fun with my kids, hanging out, enjoying the weather and just having fun, and sometimes leaving my phone at home or just not really being connected to it and not feeling pulled to do the video, to sort of rush and do it at the end of the day just to do it, just isn't the energy that feels good to me. And so much of being unconditional and doing this thing is to follow what feels good to me. So it seems like the perfect time today at the top of a mountain. Being unconditional with myself is coming up here when it feels good, following that feeling in me, and not having any feelings about the days that I don't come. It's probably been 2 weeks since I've been here. It still felt effortless and easy, wonderful, love it. It just started to rain when I reached the summit, which is really cool. And I wanted to just briefly today talk about an interesting thing that I had stumbled upon in the last few days, which is this idea of being unconditional. And a big part of that for me, especially in my relationship with Frank, is seeing everything that happens as being about me and a reflection of me. So, I create my own reality based on the vibration that I'm putting out there. And so anything that comes back is a reflection of that. And that's awesome. And that's great. And it really, really, really shifts the dynamic of the relationship between Frank and I in a way I've never experienced in my whole life, because we don't need to have these sit down conversations where we try to get each other to be something we're not. We both own our own alignment. We both own how we feel. We take 100% responsibility for that. And sometimes that isn't always the easiest thing, but it is where I go. I work it out inside of me and then later reflect sometimes with him about it, but not in a way with any expectation. And that's really great. And at the same time, I think a big part of living an unconditional life is to realize that sometimes it isn't about you, which sounds kind of weird and paradoxical and counter, because if everything's a reflection of me, then isn't it always about me? And I think if that feels good and that serves you and you kind of know, wow, this next thing is what's going to take me to a new expanded version of me, then yes, go there, invite that, dance with that with yourself. And if it just feels like, this is an old thing that's showing up again, or it's there won't be a lot of value in kind of seeing that clearly. I just want to choose something different. Then I like to say, you know what, this isn't about me right now. This is just, it showed up. It's not my preference, and I'm going to flow a different way. I'm going to put my focus on a different spot and usher in the new. And so over this past weekend, just, stuff coming up with family and things like that, I noticed that at different moments, old versions of me will come back up. And instead of delving into life with her, because I know that in just a few thoughts, I could be back activating that old energy and playing there again. And I don't want to. I so love this version of me, and I so love my life. And I so love that it's okay for me to tap into that every once in a while and to consciously make a choice. And what a fabulous blessing, because when I saw it, I thought, wow, look how far I've come. Look at where I stand now, and this is my preference, and I got to really own it from that place. So I think it's fun to play in the idea of seeing it as a reflection, taking 100% responsibility for how you feel. Of course, it never is anyone else's fault. I would never go to someone else with their fault. But what I do with it in terms of the reflection is sometimes different, based on whether it's going to lead to more expansion, based on whether it's just an old, outdated belief that I don't want, based on whether it's just my 8-year-old having a tantrum. And yes, I know that there's a part of that that's a reflection of me. And I also know that we live in the same house, and I wasn't even in the vicinity of her, and she's finding her own way and doing her own alignment. And so I like to sort of just play with it and trust your emotional guidance system to take you there. And that is just a piece of living unconditionally that I just kind of landed upon this weekend. And it's so fun to play with that energy. And one of the other things that I'm going to be exploring over the next few days is that I love the idea of unconditionality, meaning I'm unlimited. I'm infinite and unlimited. And what is it like to live like that? What's it like to live like source expressing through me? Because that's what we all are. We're all source energy expressing in this individuated way, in whatever unique way we want to. And so part of that for me is to not have any beliefs, because I so see that I can create as far as my belief will allow. And so I really want to be unlimited. I really want to be free of those sort of socked in, boxed in beliefs that we all sort of bought into without really consciously deciding to. They were just sort of part of what the mass consciousness has bought into around parenting, around relationships, around money, around work, around love, around our bodies. And I have so much evidence that all of those beliefs can be turned on their head, and you can create and be and do whatever you want. And it's so fun to play with that. So that's one of my big things about living an unconditional life, is how unconditional can you be in the moment? How unlimited can you be in the moment? And what does that look like for you? And so as I stand at the top of this mountain, I feel awesome. I feel unlimited, free, unconditional, and just at the top of my game. So you go find something to do. Enjoy being in alignment with yourself. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.